Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my page. I'm Peggy. I'm your Seint 3D makeup artist, where we use one palette and one brush to create that one layer of makeup that doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, as you see I have, and it also leaves your face with a youthful, healthy glow that I don't have anymore. Let's put it that way. My face doesn't have the glow that it did years ago. So let me show you what the new premise is with Seint. Seint is cream makeup, and it also uses 3 shades to create your foundation. Your entire foundation is these 3 shades. So literally you can do your face with everything in this palette. Today, my Lip and Cheek or Lip and Blush shade is going to be Scarlet. I'm just kind of staying with the red theme because it is Christmas. So here we go. What you start with, or I like to start with, is my contour. I just get some on my finger and I go right here up around my hairline, just a little bit around. There we go. And what this does is your contour is going to be a darker shade than you've ever worn, and it's going to define your face, give you depth, definition, and it's also going to create shadows. The shadows is what we're looking for, because that can move the eye to another part of the face, and you can actually camouflage things that you don't want others to see. So contour goes on the hard part of the face. So we catch the forehead, we come over and we feel for the roundness of the cheekbone right there at the corner of the eye and go straight up towards the ear. There we go. Now you come over here and you're going to do the same thing. Feel for the roundness of that cheekbone and then corner of the eye and straight up. There you go. There it is. Now we're going to come to the jaw. I like to contour my jaw for 2 reasons. I have a turkey neck, so if I contour my jaw, the turkey neck is not as noticeable. It's not as wrinkly looking. It is, but you don't notice it. Let's put it that way. The other thing is it defines the jawline and brings the chin forward. And that's what they notice more so than a turkey neck or a double chin, whatever the issue may be. So I have a jowl right here. So I'm going to start just past that jowl and go up towards the bottom part of my ear, up towards the earlobe. Same thing over here, up towards the earlobe, right along that jawline. Now, I have divots here due to the jowls. Therefore, I am going to come under my neck and just connect the 2. That is going to create the shadow. Did you see it? That's going to create the shadow that is going to hide this turkey neck somewhat. They're not going to notice it as much, and that's a good thing. Now, I'm going to take the contour on my pinky, rub it on my other pinky, put my pinkies touching, and then come straight down the top part of my nose. What I'm doing here is giving the natural, or getting the contour in the natural shadow of my nose. Now, what is it going to accomplish? Once we get the brightener in there, it's going to make my nose appear longer and narrower than it naturally is. Next thing we're going to do is move to the brightening shade. We call it a brightening highlight. You might call it concealer. So what we're going to do is dip our finger in, and concealer goes on the soft parts of your face, like between the eyebrows on the forehead. We're going to come right down the center of the nose, right down the center. Now see how that immediately makes my nose appear narrower and a little bit longer. That's what we want. Now we're going to catch the Cupid's bow right here, and then we're going to catch the center of the chin. All right, now the eyes. The eyes are a special part, especially for us mature women and with mature skin. We don't want to go underneath the eye doing the pie thing or that V that is so popular at times. So we're going to go to the inner and outer corners and put the least little bit of product. You don't need a lot of product with this cream makeup. You really and truly don't. And when we blend, some will go under the eye, but we're not going to directly place it under the eye. We're strategically placing it so that when we blend, every color, every shade will stay where it needs to stay and will do what it needs to do. The contour will create the shadow. The brightening highlight will capture the light. And now we're going to move to the third shade that makes up the foundation, which is your main shade. My main shade, look at this. It is so close to the color of my skin that you barely see it. And we're only going to put just a little bit, and it's like a filler shade. We're putting this where we didn't put any other products, like along our bearded area of our face if we were a man, and just up a little bit. And I like to catch, since I have rosacea, I'm always red in the corners of my nose. So I like to catch that as well. And then we're just going to come up here and go right between the contour and the brightening highlight. So there you go. We did everything that's on my face right now. It's not blended, but we did all of this with this one palette. Now, today our shade, or our lip and cheek, lip and blush, whatever you want to call it, is Scarlet. Now look how pretty she is. This is the shade that my mother wore back in the 50s and 60s, even some into the 70s. She wore red every day. It's like she had one tube of red lipstick and she just wore it and wore it and wore it. But this is Scarlet is the name. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, we've got it on our lips. We didn't come all the way to the corner of our mouth because see how this wrinkle is kind of pointing down? If you went all the way to the corner of your mouth, then your smile's going to go down, and that's just going to drag everything down on your face. So don't go quite as far, and keep everything going up. Keep that smile going up. Now, we're going to put our blush shade on, which again is Scarlet. You can put as little or as much as you like. I love bold colors, so I tend to go a little bit overboard. There we go. All right, our makeup is placed. And again, everything is in this one little palette. Now, cream makeup needs to be set. So how do you do that? Well, you can do that by blending and then coming back with setting spray, and you just could spray it all over your face. Take a beauty blender and dab it in, or you could spray it in your hand, tap the beauty blender, and go around. I like to spray my brush. I like to set and blend all at one time. Now you also can use, when you're finished blending, setting powder. And Seint has beautiful setting powder called Vanilla Dust. Good stuff. Okay, so I am spraying my brush with the Seint setting spray. And we're getting ready to blend. Let's give it a little dab so it's not dripping wet. There we go. I always start at the jawline. So here we go. We're just barely touching my jaw and we're just circling little circles around. And once we have all of that just softly blended, you don't want to blend it out, I'm going to drag it down my neck. I need that shadow that the contour creates to camouflage this turkey neck that I have. There we go. Good enough. Never blend down other than on the neck. Other than that, blend up because, again, we're lifting the face. So now we're coming to my main shade, and I'm just stippling. Stippling is gently tapping. And since this makeup has been sitting on my face, and it is cream, it has warmed to the temperature of my face, and it is spreading like butter. So nice, so easy. There we go. Just stippling around. Look at the difference between it placed up here, which is really scary, and the way the finished product actually looks. Now, we're going to come around the eye, and we are tapping. We aren't pulling. You don't want to pull that skin, but we are pushing some of the product into that crepe skin, which we have under our eyes. I'm going to flip around my brush to the domed end. Seint brushes are wonderful because they're double-ended, so the possibilities are endless as far as what they can be used for. There we go. I like to catch my eyelids just because. Now, where the nose, I'm just going to use my fingers and the heat of my fingers to just gently tap and soft blend, simply because I don't want to blend it out. And it's so easy to blend this makeup out. You have to be really careful that you are spreading but not dragging your brush. You don't want to do this like we were taught to do. This is like, forget everything you knew about makeup and let's just learn a new way, a better way. Now, we are blending the contour, and I'm just making the same little circles that I made around my jawline. See, the shadow is there. It made created a shadow, which brought my forehead down just a little bit. My face is framed, and now we're going to just soften the definition we put on the cheeks. As you can see, the contour is like a straight line. So what we're going to do is gently tap up and down to give a soft blend, then grab that with the Lip&Cheek and drag it up into or stipple it up into the temple. There we go. Now, like I said, I like color, so I have a good bit more of the Scarlet on my cheeks than maybe you would. So it's strictly personal preference there. Now we're going to stipple up and down on the cheek right there. Grab that contour and the Lip&Cheek, and we're going to drag it up into the temple. Yep, just keep tapping. Now, see how I still have the shadow there? I still have to where it lifted my cheeks. It lifted my eyes. So what more could you ask for? It's like a facelift without, costing a lot of money. And you know what else? I'm done. I am finished. The only other thing I would do possibly is add a little bit of the Vanilla Dust setting powder. Let me see, here's the brush. Just a little bit of the Vanilla Dust setting powder, and there you go. If you don't like that much of a glow, or if you live in a really humid area like I do, I'm in Southeast Louisiana. It is like a furnace here most times. And there you go. That is the finished product. I can do this makeup in 5 minutes or less on any given day. When my husband says you've got 5 minutes if you want to ride with me, no problem, no problem. Everything that I used was in this one palette. This is color custom match to me. I would love to color custom match you. The way we do that is you will see a phone number in the copy, and it's just text #match to that copy, and you'll get the link. Open the link. And when you open the link, there'll be a few questions to answer. And then I want you to go makeup free. I know, I hate makeup free, but yeah, makeup free. Go to a window in your home that has natural light coming in. Make sure the natural light is hitting your face and there's no shadows. Stand about a foot from the window and try to get all of your face, your neck, and part of your décolleté if you can. Then I want you to look straight into your phone and take a selfie. It's just that simple. Upload that selfie to the link and send it to me, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Usually it's a lot faster than then. Just depends on how many are coming in. Seint has a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you mail it back in, and they give you your money back. So my question is, what do you have to lose? You can get this makeup that's going to lift your face. There is a learning curve, but that's what you have me for. I will be with you. We'll FaceTime. We'll do whatever we need to be sure you get the placement down. And believe me, it's nowhere near as hard as it looks. You'll be surprised. So, is today the day you're going to get color matched and try Seint? I hope so. I appreciate you joining me today. You bless me with your presence all the time, and I thank you for that. You be the reason someone smiles today, and I will see you next time. Bye.